and subscribe. Don't cost you anything, not even a nickel or dime. So, according to some NBA executives, the Detroit Pistons might be a wild card team to trade for all-star point guard Trae Young. Trae Young is a really good point guard, really insane elite shooter. I'm talking about 44% from three, 50% from the field, 10 assists a game. He's a small guy, but averages 25 points per game. So the biggest thing and the biggest problem I have with this is, do I like Trae Young? Absolutely. He has a 15% trade kicker. He's on contract until 2026 or 2027, I believe. And I think he's like $43 million a year, right? We're going to offer Cade a $225 million contract this off season, which is about $45 million a season. So you're going to have $88 million tied up between um, Cade Cunningham and Trae Young, right? What doesn't leave you, well, the salary cap, I believe, is at 141. And I believe the luxury tax is about 172. So if the Detroit Pistons, will they have money to spend afterwards? Yes. But I'm going to say this. If you get Trae Young and you get Cade Cunningham on the same team, somebody's going to have to sacrifice. Somebody's going to have to give the ball up. Somebody's going to have to become more of a shooter. Somebody's going to have to be okay with less touches. So somebody's going to have to sacrifice, straight up and down. Somebody's going to have to sacrifice. Thoughts on the 25 draft class with Ace Bailey and Dylan Scouts would be a generational talent. Yeah, it's gonna be a generational talent draft, bro. Ace Bailey, I love. I love Cooper Flag. I love all of them guys. Them guys are going to be straight ballers. Um, I would want Ace Bailey on the Detroit Pistons, straight up and down. Ace Bailey is gonna be that guy. Like he gonna be a taller team at, or he gonna be like a Paul George type. Like, yeah. But back to the thing at hand. Troy, I don't think it might not work out because somebody, either Trey, most def, yeah, either Trey or K gonna have to sacrifice. Um, and we don't know who gonna make the most sacrifice. Yes, sir. So could it work? Yes, but we're gonna have to give up our core too. So the Atlanta Hawks this past trade deadline contacted the Detroit Pistons about Asar Thompson and Ivy for Murray, for DeJounte Murray, and we turned them down. So, what do you think they're gonna want for Trae Young? They might want Ivy, Duran, and Thompson. If you don't want to give up no picks, and we ain't got no picks to give up, so we owe them New York. So I don't know how we gonna do this unless the Atlanta Hawks just want to give out money so bad they'll just take players back, which they might, but I doubt. The Pistons might have a better chance of getting Murray at a lower price. You might have a better chance of getting DeAndre Hunter, one of them type of players. So I do I think it could happen? Yes. Is it unlikely? Probably. Is it something that the Pistons should do? Nah. I would rather the Pistons go after Brandon Ingram or Mikal Bridges. Them the type of guys you give up Ivy and you give up Ivy and Duran for. Straight up and down if you got to. Because them the guys we need next to Cade. We need a wing, a dynamic wing who can score 20 or 25 points, who can be a solid defender next to Cat. If you want the team to take the next step and they don't cost as much, so you can build even more players around them, even put more better players around them, and still have some money, okay? You got to build your team smart. Now, don't get it twisted. With Trae Young and Cade Cunningham being a dynamic duo, next year, that might put the Pistons in the play-in for sure. Like that would put the Pistons in the play-in for sure. But Mikal Bridges and Brandon Ingram could do the same thing, and we probably have more playoff success down the line. You gotta remember, the Atlanta Hawks are in the play-in tournament. They got Trae Young, they got Murray, they got Jalen Johnson, they got DeAndre Hunter, they got Bojan Bogdanovic, they got one of the better teams in the East, and they in the play-in still. Detroit has nowhere near the amount of talent the Hawks have. So the fact of the matter is how far do you think Cade and Trae Young really gonna take you? I think it's gonna be 8 to 10 seeds. If this happens for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years, then we stuck doing another rebuild and another 5 or 6 years all over again. So it's all about being smart. Well, it will have more short term success than long term success. You want to think about long term. They should trade for Hunter and Capella. Absolutely. Like that would be a way better deal. Um, doing that than it would be Trae Young. You know what I'm saying? None against Trae Young. Is he a great talent? Yes. Will it help the Pistons immediately? Yes. Will it help us probably get to the play-in tournament next year? Absolutely. But what it will hurt is we will peak very, very quickly, in my opinion. I would take Deontay Murray before I trade take Trae Young because he's on a contract that's half of what Trae Young is, and he's a better defender, more athletic, and he can shoot threes. I will put that two guard next to K and let them go to work. And we got to find a solid. And after that, we still got enough money to find a solid D 3 and D role guy, and we can fill out some depth pieces. If you get Trae Young, all of that pretty much goes out the window. Then you got to find really cheap guys. We send trade for Trae Young. We already have a point guard pairing with another point guard. Doesn't work. The case is you see Murray and you see Trae Young. Has Murray and Trae Young worked out? Absolutely not. Because if it would have worked, they wouldn't be the 10th seed in the East, straight up and down. And they got talent. They got Hunter. They got Clint Capella. They got Jalen Johnson. Now, one guy I would want to target is Jalen Johnson, but we know the Hawks ain't giving him that because he's too young and he's too valuable and he's the future. But other than that, it's other guys that we should be focused on. Brandon Ingram's of the world, Mikal Bridges, even though the Nets turned down a crazy offer from the Houston Rockets. It was a couple first round picks and Jalen Green. They said no. I don't know what they want from Mikal Bridges, but you ain't gonna get too much better than that, bro. And also, there's other teams that can really make better trade offers than the Pistons. You got to look at the Spurs. The Spurs, now that would be interesting. You know what I'm saying? Trae Young, Victor Wembanyama. That could be interesting. You could get the Orlando Magic. They got a surplus of guards and a surplus of picks. And you know what I'm saying? And they got the right team. Paolo and Trae Young would be crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you with the Franz Wagner. Yeah, that might work. That might put Orlando to another level. So it's a team like that you got to watch out for. But $43 million is a lot of cap space to take in. Could the Pistons do it? Yes, but you're gonna have 88 million dollars tied up between Trae Young and Kate Cunningham. So that means the rest of the roster you're gonna have to build out cheaply. They should target the Anthony Melton draft Dalton Connect. See if they can get Hunter Capella in the trade since Atlanta trying to give out their money. Yeah, that could be the move. And that would build a very, very solid team. That type of team could put us, almost in the play-in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we would be a lot better. With that type of team. I wouldn't disagree. That don't sound too bad to me. But I got a feeling the Pistons either gonna trade Jaden Ivey or Jalen Duren. So Pistons fans better be ready to pick their poison and what's gonna happen over the next few months, because if the Pistons trade away Jalen Duren, that's a very good possible. It might be to the New Orleans Pelicans for Brandon Ingram, and we'll still have enough money if we do that to go after Nick Claxton and give him $20 million a year. And now you got Kate Cunningham, you got J.I. maybe if he's not in that trade. You got Brandon Ingram, you got Simone Fatecchio, you got Nick Claxton, and now hopefully we got a bench, but we'll see what happens, man. It's gonna be interesting off season. I think the Pistons, they're gonna do a couple things. They're either gonna trade the pick, they're gonna trade back and trade for somebody. Pistons need to get rid of Stewart. Yeah, Pistons might get rid of him too. If the OKC Thunder got some picks that they really don't need and they really can't use them all, they got a surplus amount of picks. They might give us 2 or 3 picks for Isaiah Stewart first rounders. If we talking about the New Orleans Pelicans, some with Ivy and Isaiah Stewart for Brandon Ingram, a pick or two or pick swaps might be in the play. That might happen too. Pistons need to get a big man to help Duran. That's fact. You can trade Ivy for Utah for draft capital. Yeah, you probably could. You probably could to use in a trade. You probably could. But but it's gonna be definitely interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Ivy, Duran, or Isaiah Stewart get traded, if James Wiseman get traded, because you remember the Memphis Grizzlies said they believe they can turn them into a superstar, and the Pistons ain't using them right. So it might be 4 or 5 Pistons players that get traded this offseason. Straight up and down for draft capital to make a better team. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting next 3 or 4 months. I think it is going to be a busy summer, and it starts off with these trades and who can we trade for. But do I think I want to trade Ivy just for draft capital um to the Utah Jazz? I'd rather go get an all-star like player for him. Give me a BI, man. Go out there and get BI. If they lose today, who are they playing? If they lose today against the Kings for the play-in tournament, if the New Orleans Pelicans do not make the playoffs, I'll best believe either Zion Williamson or Brandon Ingram getting traded. I will laugh if Stewart gets traded. A bunch of Stu Glacers attack my comment section online saying, "Yeah, that's crazy." Wiseman aspire, he's a free agent. Walk. Yeah, that's if we decline him. But there's gonna be a lot of team. But we might pick up his option, then we might trade him. You know what I'm saying? Just because you pick up a player's option, or we might resign him and trade him. They do sign their trades all the time, so we'll see. But a lot of team, I think I wouldn't be surprised anywhere from 3 to 5 Pistons players will get traded this offseason, straight up and down. And a couple of them probably is going to be the young core. So Pistons fans better strap in, better buckle in. It's about to happen. It's about to happen. We need to get a lot better. We need to put a lot. That's right, man. Hit the like button. Y'all hit this like button for your boy, man. I do this every day for y'all. I do not play, but yeah, we got to get our team better. You know what I'm saying? 240 losses to only 7 victories ain't gonna get it done. a lot of people in our front office don't know what I'm doing, and it's time to get better. Do Trae Young solves it for a short term. He don't solve our problems for long term. So it's it's not good. But you guys let me know how you feel about this whole entire situation and what the Pistons can do. It's your boy Piston Mike. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't cost anything, not even a nickel or a dime. I'm out, man. Peace.